Shalom, shalom. This is Apostle Rakar. I'm back again with the next video. In this video, pretty much, I always like to go on different topics, but this is something that I want to deal in. It might kind of be similar to the previous video I just did, but not quite. I'm gonna bring on some other separate points. The title of this video is called Accountability. That's the title of this video. And referring back to the video that I just did a few minutes ago, okay, it kind of coincides with that video in this aspect. Like I was going into all the things that the Most High is mustering the host of the battle between Jacob and Esau, which goes back to Genesis 25 and 21. So we know it's all spiritual. Everything that's happening is happening according to the plans of the Lord. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Everything that has happened according to the plans of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because it's in the scriptures. The Lord told us way back then in the scriptures, in the ancient times, this is what is going to happen. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. The laws, right? We are governed by laws. Everything is governed by laws. The earth itself, the earth, everything, the planets rotate, gravity, oxygen, right? Everything is governed by laws. If the laws of gravity stop working, we all be floating around in the sky, right? What keeps us to the earth? The law of gravity, which is an angel, the spirit of the Lord, that keeps all these things working. How are we able to keep breathing and taking breaths every second? The law of oxygen. The trees give off oxygen. There's a certain thing, right? They say humans, we give off carbon monoxide. Trees thrive off carbon monoxide. I learned that in kindergarten or first grade, whatever the one, right? If that's actually factual, but I know for a fact trees give off oxygen. They say humans, we kind of give off a form of carbon monoxide out of our bodies that the trees thrive on, all right? So anyways, accountability, that's the title of this video. And like I said, I say shalom to all you sincere brothers, while few sincere sisters of the hopeful elect. If you guys are out there, because like I said, Esau be fucking with my feed every so often. So sometimes I'll start filming and I don't see no comments. Because that happened one time and then I found out that the video wasn't streaming. So if you brothers are out there, come on there. Just say shalom, let me know so that way I can know that this video is definitely streaming. Because if not, I'm going to stop it early and I'll restart it. That's all. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, accountability. Like I said, if I got to if it's not streaming, because a couple of times they did that to me. They be fucking with my, these devils, they got algorithms and shit they do, where they purposely find a way to block your video to where I'm recording. It's showing me that it's recording, but it's actually not recording. It's not streaming. But that's all right. Fuck it. If I got to start from scratch, I'll start from scratch. Fuck Esau. Fuck Satan. Okay? We rebuke Satan in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We denounce Satan in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai in all forms. You understand? And the Bible also says what? Resist the devil and he shall flee. That means resist means to fight. We don't quit. We don't give up. You see what I'm saying? It's a fight. That's why that scripture says, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai. This is the hardness, all the bullshit, whether it be infirmities in our body, whether it be your woman, the people around you, whatever it is, scoffers, demons, okay, demons, the actual spiritual forces, them demons that you can't see that fuck around in your mind. But this video is called accountability. And like I said, you brothers, if y'all out there, somebody come up, come on, try to put a comment up there so I can know that this video is streaming. Because like I said, if I have to, I'll stop. If it's not streaming, if the video is not streaming, I'm gonna stop it and I'll start all over again. I'll sit here all fucking day doing it over and over until it goes through. Fuck these devils. The spirit of the Lord is more stronger than the spirit of Satan. Okay, Satan was defeated 2,000 years ago. Hey, shalom, brothers. Okay, at the water. Okay, as long as I know it's streaming. So I'm gonna continue with the video. Accountability. Now, referring back to the video that I just previously did, okay, right? Dealing with all the racial tensions, all of the sudden now, all these black people hate white people so much. They're so against the white man now, and good, that's right, eye for eye. These crackers killing eyes, right? But let's think about it, right? We came here in captivity, right? Well, all the tribes, we were brought here to serve slavery. Even the Northern Kingdom, we came over here 2,500 years ago, but the Lord led us over here really so that the prophecy could be fulfilled, all right? It says it. Now we go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But if thou wilt not hearken unto the Lord thy power to do and observe all that I have commanded thee, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And in the other scriptures, it says in many scriptures, right, I will send no people against thee, right? In the scriptures, the Lord told us if we broke his laws, this is what would happen to us. And when you read Deuteronomy 28 and 15, y'all read it. Read down. It goes into everything. It goes into the reason why these young black men are being raised in single-parent homes. It says that. Curse shall be the fruit of that womb. That's why all these little young jakes are nothing but degenerates and monsters. You got Big Shirley, Keisha, these niggas tweaking, shaking their ass, all this degenerate behavior. Not just Judah, all the tribes. So it said that. And it said, every man's eye shall be evil toward his neighbor. Neighbor means brother. So, Jake, that's why you got black on black crime. That's why you got Hispanic on Hispanic crime. Shit, you got Native American on Native American crime. You don't hear much about us that much, right? The Native Americans, we're just kind of like in the background. People don't know, and all this racial shit is black, white, sometimes Hispanic. But the Native Americans, man, we get pushed to the back. Nobody, like a lot of people think we don't exist no more. You really got people walking around thinking that the white man killed off all the Indians. I've heard it. I've had people tell me that. You're Indian? I thought all the Indians were dead. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? But anyways, right? We broke the law, all the tribes. I just quoted Deuteronomy, right? So the Lord said what he was going to do. So all these black people walking around crying and bitching about what the white man did. And like I said in the previous video, okay, that's all well and good. Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with hating the white. If you want to hate the white man, you hate white, you can hate white. I'm not going to sit there as much, but see, I hate you, Nick. We hate y'all. Because you niggas are just as wicked or worse than the white man. All them niggas are sitting there talking about these white people, but they doing all kind of wickedness to their own people. That issue was never addressed. That issue is never addressed. You see what I mean? You niggas are killing your own people, selling drugs to your own people, robbing and sticking up and shooting and murdering your own people. The so-called black woman, she leads in the abortions. What about that? You robbing from your own people, right? Let you be a so-called black man and you walking up, you got some bling on. That's been going on for decades. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be a white man that's going to come up and rob you. It's going to be a nigga, another nigga, because he want what you got. Instead of him going out and working hard for whatever it is, no, he want to take what belongs to another man. Back when I was growing up, I used to see them Judah Jake. They used to rob Jake for their sneakers, for their coats. But wait a minute, that's the curse. Every man's eye shall be evil toward his neighbor. And then when you read it, it said, and toward his children, which he shall leave. Come on, man, that fits the tribes. That's why you got these so-called black men going around, they get with these little chicken-head black women, have sex with them, put a baby in them, and split. They don't hang around. They don't, they become what the black women love to call deadbeats. They don't mind going around and getting all kind of women pregnant, and they have no intentions on taking care of the kids. They just dip off and move on to the next victim. See, but this is why a father is important in the house. Not just for the boys, for the girls too. And this has been said over and over and over again. If you have a house and you have a father and a mother in the house, and let's say a man and a woman get together, they get married, they have children, they have a son, they have a daughter, let's say. You got the father, mother, a son, and a daughter. The son and the daughter growing up in that house, they getting the nurturing from the mother, right? Because, children, they need that. It's a balance. Because you do need a mother. Mothers are important, but it has to be a right mother. Because the mother, when the children are small, she's the nurturing, loving. She's teaching them compassion and, nurturing, right? But then as the children grow up, then that's where the father comes in, importantly. And real talk, not just for the boy, for the girl too. A young boy needs his father in his life. A good father that's teaching him how to be a man, how to defend himself, who his enemies are, how to carry himself, right? How to walk out here on the earth. But then guess what? That girl, the sister, the young girl, she needs a father too. Because she needs to look at her father, a good father, a real man, and say, damn, my father, I'm talking about a man, a decent man who go to work, come home, take care of his family, shows love to his family, protects and supports his family. He dresses a certain way, he talks a certain way, he sits a certain way, he walks a certain way, he carries himself with honor and dignity and respect. That young girl is seeing that. She's seeing that. Children are impressionable. So that young girl is seeing that, and as she grows up, you know what? Her mentality gonna be like, you know what? My daddy, my father, he was a man. That was a real man. And as she becomes a young lady, she will not accept anything less. She will not accept anything less in a man. That's what she's gonna look. Those are the qualities, and then her father's gonna be on her ass too. Like, look, girl, you better not be out there, man. I'm telling you, stay away from that nigga. The nigga with his pants hanging over there. You better not ever bring no nigga with dreadlocks, and you better not ever bring no nigga like that to my house. And look, man, you a young lady. The father will also program his daughter the right way and what type of man to look for. But then she gonna look at her father and see, damn, that's a man. He always stood on business. So when she becomes a young lady ready to start dating or marriage or whatever, those are the type of guys she's gonna look for. She gonna compare every dude to her father. You see? She gonna compare every dude to her father, and vice versa. The young boy, if he has a real decent mother, and he sees how his mother serves and respects and what's the word I'm looking for? Humbles herself to the father. She cooks. She washes clothes. He come home at night. She'll rub his feet. Is subservient and loving towards her husband. A young boy gonna see that, and he gonna say, "Yo, I want a woman like my mama. See how my mother was? My mother was subservient to so that's impressionable. So guess what? Those qualities that he see in his mother, he gonna look for that, and so he gonna choose the right woman. He ain't just gonna hook up with fucking Keisha, nappy-head Keisha from the projects. And on top of it, he see his mother, a woman that cares about her appearance. The mother has a nice body. She's in shape. She dressed modest, right? You see what I'm saying? She feeds the kids healthy foods, right? He ain't looking and seeing Big Shirley. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, that's what goes on. He gonna say, nah, man, fuck that. Nah, bro. Not saying he wants a woman that look but like a woman that has qualities of his mother. If he has a decent mother, he's gonna look for that in a woman. You see what I'm saying? He's gonna look for those qualities that he saw in his mother in a woman. And that's the reason why nowadays you got these little niggas jumping with Big Shirley and Keisha. Because that was their mother and there was no father around. See, so it works. Why do you think you see these little niggas hooking up with some big 300-pound gorilla, Big Shirley, belligerent Big Shirley? Because that was their mother. That was their grandmother. That's all they saw. And they didn't have no father around. And the young girls, the young girls, they in single parent homes. They being raised by Big Shirley and Keisha. So hence, that's what they see. And as little kids, all they see is Pookie and Ray Ray coming in the house to have sex with their mother. You see what I'm saying? So You know what? That's so then the young girl, they see that. They said their mama was with Pookie and Ray Ray coming in the house. You see what I'm saying? So then they go out, when they grow up, they hook up with Pookie and Ray Ray. You see what I mean? The young boys, their mother is Keisha and Big Shirley, so they in their mind, they think that's what a real woman is supposed to be. So they go out and they hook up with Keisha and Big Shirley. You see? But why? The Lord put a curse on Israel, man. And like Apostle Tahar said, nothing, you can't take that curse. When the Lord put a curse on you, nothing can take that curse off but the Lord himself. You see? But we broke the laws of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. That's why. Come on, man. Why would the Lord, when Esau came and took everything over, the Lord was with him. Just like the Lord was with Alexander the Greek when he took down the Persian and the Mede Empire. And Alexander the Greek knew it. And the Levite priests knew it. They said, the Lord, you know what? The Lord was with hey, there have been times where the Lord has been with Esau because prophecy had to be fulfilled. That don't mean Esau is the chosen. But the Lord was with Esau to make certain prophecies that had to come to pass. Okay? You see what I'm saying? It's all spiritual if you read the scriptures, man. So everything like the whole synopsis that I just went into about the family and stuff like that, but the Lord did that. When I go back to Deuteronomy 28:15, that's why the Israelite family structure is all fucked up, because we broke the law, so we had to answer for it. Remember, wait a minute, when Jake gave, 2,000 years ago, when Jake gave up Yahweh Shai, they said what? When Pontius Pilate said, do you want this man Yahweh Shai, or do you want Barabbas? And who was Barabbas? A grimy nigger. What did they say? To Yahweh Shai, crucify him, crucify him. Give us Barabbas. And Barabbas was not a righteous man. He was a Pookie and Ray Ray. He was a zealot. He was a wicked nigger. He was a criminal. A murderous criminal. But see, Jake seems to like that. Jake liked criminals, man. That's why not Austin Metcalf, Carmelo Anthony, a little grimy nigga, that's why he got $500,000 or whatever it was for his GoFundMe, because nigga, that rat. But what did he do? He stabbed a unarmed man with a knife. How come you couldn't just fight the dude, nigga? He was being bullied, but I thought he was so tough. Right? Why you ain't fight the white boy? Fight him. The white boy didn't have a gun. He didn't have a knife. And you was in a place you wasn't supposed to be. Talking about Carmelo Anthony. That wasn't your tent. The white boy told you, get the fuck out of his tent. Nigga, you should have just got the fuck out of his tent and left. But like a punk, you're going to pull a knife on an unarmed man and stab him through the heart. You see, but niggas, a murderous thug that just stabbed somebody, right? That's a punk. Somebody who pulls out a weapon on an unarmed man. Even the odds, be like, yo, okay, man, well, look, man, yo, fuck you, white boy. Yo, what's up? You want to fight? Throw them hands. Even John Witherspoon said that in Friday. You young boys are so scared to take an ass whooping. He told Ice Cube in the first Friday. Because Ice Cube had a gun. He said, you young boys, you so scared to take an ass whooping. Put your hands up, son. See, back in the day, we put our hands up. Throw them hands up, man. But no, these little niggas are punks. They don't know how to fight. I mean, I see some of them. There's a high school right around the corner from where I live here. And sometimes I'll be driving by when the kids are coming out of school. And I'll be seeing like the little niggas, like, you know, they be so-called play fighting with each other. These little, they fight like black women. I said, these little niggas do not know how to fight. Little dreadlock head, little GMO baby niggas. I'll be looking at this chuckle, man. I'll be like, wow. These little niggas, but that's why you understand why these little niggas go around shooting everything up. And they have access to guns from the street, whatever. So niggas need to take accountability. Israel needs to see us in the truth. When you come in the truth, it's all about taking accountability. Psalms 51, for I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight. In Psalms 51, it says that. See? So us, we came in the truth. We acknowledge that we fucked up with the Lord, and we ask the Lord forgive us, and then we doing the Lord's work. You see? So we take accountability. The 2/3 of Israel, the Lord going to use Esau to put some hell on y'all. Jacob's trouble is coming. We're in that time, man. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. Y'all niggas are sitting there talking all this shit. All you niggas on the internet, a lot of them niggas are agent provocateurs that was barking, talking, it could kill that cracker. Remember, the FBI monitors everything. Everything you say up on the social media is you can never get rid of that. So when the time comes, they're gonna start snatching you niggas up and sticking you in concentration camps. And what did I do? Inciting violence against the state. All you niggas that sat up there and cheered on all these niggas that killed these white people and killed cops, y'all don't realize you're gonna have to answer for that. The scripture says, every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the last. So you know what? All you niggas that's inciting violence and rebellion and all that shit, Esau, the Lord gonna use Esau to get you niggas, man. Y'all gonna end up in El Salvador right next to the Venezuelans in that concentration camp, okay? And that's the will of the Lord, because the Lord ain't with the 2/3. The only people that's gonna be delivered that the Lord is with is the elect of Israel, man. The elect. Real talk, as far as I'm concerned, you 2/3 niggas, man, I look at y'all just like I look at Esau and the other nations. Y'all not our people. Y'all heathens, y'all spiritual heathens, man. Because you niggas are worse than Esau. All right? But with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I pray the video was edifying. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect as always.